Trap red out here in the garage. Can make a hot, greasy, working on the motorcycle kind of video. I've got the valve cover off, and I took the rocker arms off. See the rocker arms and the head bolts? Head bolts, there's 8 of them. I got the copper washers gooped up with some of this non-hardening gasket maker sealant right here. It's non-hardening. Who makes this junk? I don't remember. Permatex, I guess. They make it. Anyway, I got that spread on these surfaces, and I'm letting it kind of tack up. I'm going to put these rocker arms back up on this assembly. Notice how I've got this dialed in. These marks here. Completely parallel to the actual frame of the head. And then this mark has to be right here at that T. That T has to be right on that nipple. And this will be top dead center on the compression stroke. I've already set the timing chain, so it's not really critical. It's just this has to be up, completely up, straight. Then I put the rocker arms back on, everything will be cool. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put those bolts back on. Those washers, I'm going to put those washers on the bolts. I'm going to put some more gasket material on this. And I'm going to assemble this back together. I had to take the timing cover off so we could get this timing mark adjusted to make sure I had everything right. Notice where the gasket materials in this sealing this case together. I didn't have that the first time. I had to take the engine all apart, take it off the bike, and use gasket maker to seal that up so it wouldn't leak oil. It was still leaking oil underneath the bottom. So that's what I've been doing, chasing out oil leaks. I had to take the heads off and regasket all this stuff. So it was leaking through the top, through these guides right here, these holes right here, probably the forward ones. But as you notice, see these guides for the oil to run through? They come close to this. Anyways, the oil's running down the front, these holes, and then coming out the fins because there's cutouts. Can't see them, they're back in here. There's cutouts in those tubes, and if there's oil that's getting in the tubes, then it leaks out onto the fin, and that's what's happening, all because of these. So what I'm gonna do is put those back on. You can watch. Hopefully this won't fall over. These, notice these two with the rubber. There's a lot of question about these. These rubbers don't have anything to do with stopping oil. These are for anti-corrosion. When the bike's leaned over with the side stand, so they go on this side. And there's one that's longer than the other. If you match them up, you'll see that one is not quite a ½ inch. I'm not sure how much that is. It's weird. Gotta get it away from the camera a little bit so you see. It's about that much longer. So don't get those mixed up. The longer one goes in the back, I believe it is. Let's see. Actually, no. The longer one goes in the front, which is to say the longer bolt is in the front. This is going on that side right here. So longer bolt goes in the front. The rubbers go on the left-hand side. And I'm going to put these washers, copper washers now, especially annealed, and I got them gooped up with that gasket maker. So I'm put that on right here like so on these bad boys, and then I'm going to goop the other side too. This has been posted on Tappa Talk and Twitter. Mostly Tappa Talk on the Honda site is where I found a lot of good answers. I like that bulletin board, so I'm making this video so I can post it back to help some guys out that helped me. Hopefully this will work. I bought a bunch of stuff to try to correct this problem. I don't think I'm going to use it, because if I don't have to, I'm not going to. These banjo bolts, they cost me $10 plus the shipping, 15 altogether. So I'm going to sell these. These are brand new. I don't need them if this other stuff works. I bought these down at these aluminum flat washers, 10 millimeters, down at Lowe's, but I don't think I need them either. And then I bought a whole bunch in case it didn't work of different stuff like this. These big rubber washers, thick rubber washers. Can you see those? Yeah, thick rubber washers. I don't know what the number is. Read it off there. It's Hellman 1/4 by 1 1/4 over 1/8. So that's at Lowe's. I don't think I'm going to use those. The other washers I used got decimated when I tightened them down. And then I also found these little seals, these O-ring seals that look like valve seals, except they are missing the little metal. And I thought I could use those perhaps and feed them, but I want to avoid putting any extraneous stuff in that I don't have to. Just want to go stock. So consequently then I'm going to take some more of this gasket stuff right here. This is what I'm going to try first. I figure we'll go the least first and keep it stocked. And they recommend Honda Bond or something, and I don't have it, so this is what I'm using. Anyways, I'm going to goop this up with a copious amount of goo and let it tack up before I finish it off. And that will do two things. One, it will goop up this underside of this washer real good. That's the mating surface that's going to bond up with the rocker arm to keep the oil from flowing in that hole. And then the second thing it will do is it will hold this washer in place as I put this bolt back down in the hole. So it's kind of a twofold purpose here. Hold the bolt on and assure a much better oil seal. So hopefully this is what will get it, and if not, then I'm going to be really bummed, because this is a problem that's caused by those vent holes. Okay, notice how I got this copiously gooped. Now I'm going to let it just kind of set here, tack out for a while, clean up my finger. I put this stuff on here, just wipe it on this. A little more won't hurt it. That way when this is seated down, it's going to have this glue on it, and when it tightens up, it will make a much better bond to keep that oil from flowing down those channels and into the bolt holes. So let's just let that set up for a minute, and then I'll reassemble the bike, and we'll see. I can't try it until the old lady gets home, so that's why I'm doing it now. Let it set up. Notice this groove here. That groove's keyed on that actual camshaft. The camshaft is keyed to the timing marks on the timing chain sprocket, and all that has to be adjusted and properly and set in with these bolts. Oh man, it's not even tight. How is that I didn't even check that to tighten it? Good thing I saw that. All right, so this was loose. Awesome. Man, look at how loose it was too. It could fly right out. Good thing I checked that. That might have been the rattling noise that we heard. I don't know. Not a good thing, I'll tell you that. Doesn't need to be over torqued, but it does need to be torqued. Okay, so we're gonna move this timing mark forward, and then to get the other screw to check that, and then we'll just move it back. Everything's cope. As long as you keep track of which direction you're going. We're going counterclockwise right now, which is the correct direction to rotate it. And all I want to do is get that bolt hole visible. It doesn't have to be top dead center. So, and to keep this shit from falling in there, that was loose too. Fuck. Man, that was not even torqued. I'm gonna set this down and use two hands. I don't want to go into the engine wall. That would be disastrous at this point. All right, so that's good. I finally torqued that down. Both of them were loose. Imagine that. Crazy. All right, so now we're going back the other direction. Oh. Okay. Get that camera up. All right. So move my tool. Oh. There we go. I want to make sure everything's good. Make sure the slop's out of everything, because it all will affect the performance. Otherwise, that mark got to be dead nuts on, and it is. I'm just double checking everything, you know, because if it's not, see, this is an 18 millimeter. This is the actual crankshaft itself, and the magneto, the counterbalance. It's all built in, just the pickup. And it all has to be, this has to be top dead center, and this has to be aligned with that, and that has to be on T. If it's not, then it's not going to work right. That mark F, that's the firing spot, but the timing actually is the T set up with this T right here on that little nipple. Hope you can see that. I've showed you lots of times, but it's very important. Anyways, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to reassemble it now. We're going to put the stuff on. I guess I can probably do that and show you. If I do this, so maybe, I don't know if I can get this to stand up. It's pretty low ramp, filming 101, but just to get an idea of how to do it this way, I'm going to take this right here, my rocker arm assembly, and notice how it's got these keepers. Okay, so that goes back on this side. That's this side. You just want to set them in. You take your rubber mallet, kind of pop them down. Where is my rubber mallet's holding up the gizmo? So rather than pop it right down right now, you take the other rocker arm assembly to the right hand side and install that. Now I'll take my rubber mallet and camera in hand. So I wipe my hands so I don't get this goo all over the camera.